Every year, thousands of first-time Alaska cruisers show up completely unprepared, and they don't realize it until they're cold, soaked, and have just missed the most amazing whale spotting opportunity. But that doesn't have to be you. Packing for an Alaska cruise isn't like packing for the Caribbean. It's unpredictable, it's layered, and it's easy to get wrong, especially the first time. We learned that the hard way. We just got back from our very first Alaska cruise. We're no strangers to chilly temps. We're from Minnesota, don't you know? But even we found ourselves second-guessing what to pack. Spoiler alert, we were not as prepared as we thought. So here's what we wish we packed for our Alaska cruise. What worked, what didn't, and what would have made all the difference. Hey, if you love smart, stress-free cruise advice, hit subscribe. We share real tips from real cruises. At Embrace Today, we want to help you cruise better every time. We left Minnesota on a day when the thermometer hit 91 degrees. We knew it would get cold in Alaska, but it's hard to pack for glaciers when you're wearing shorts and flip-flops. If I could go back and repack for our Alaska cruise, the very first thing I do is overhaul my approach to layering. I underestimated how quickly the weather changes there. And if you want to enjoy those once-in-a-lifetime views without freezing on deck, the right clothing matters. Start with a packable winter jacket. It doesn't have to be bulky, but it does need to be warm. Think lightweight down or synthetic insulation, something that traps heat but compresses down to fit in your day bag. A jacket with a hood is even better. Bring a real winter hat, one that covers your ears and keeps the wind out. This isn't about style points for Instagram. You'll be standing still a lot, watching for whales, gazing at glaciers, and wind chill hits fast. Windproof gloves or convertible mittens are essential. I love the kind that flip open so you can use your phone or camera without exposing your hands. Touchscreen gloves can also work. Just make sure they actually block the wind. Don't skimp on socks. A few pair of merino wool hiking socks can make a big difference. They're warm, moisture wicking, and help prevent blisters. They take up almost no space, so pack a few pairs. I'm hooked on these wigwam socks, designed and tested by professional mushers in Wisconsin. If anyone knows how to handle the cold, it's those guys. And for shoes, bring waterproof hiking boots, not sneakers, and definitely not flip-flops. You'll be walking on gravel trails, wet pavement, and maybe even snow. Grip, support, and weather protection all matter. These days, I wear Merrell shoes, almost exclusively, while my husband loves his LL Bean waterproof hikers. Shoes are personal, so choose a pair that works for you. Just make sure they're broken in well before your cruise. Your feet will thank you. These basics, jacket, hat, gloves, warm socks, and sturdy boots, can be the difference between cutting your shore excursion short and fully enjoying every second. The good news, if you forget anything, just about every Alaskan port has a shop or two, often called trading companies, that sell surprisingly affordable cold weather gear. A knit hat or gloves from Skagway or Ketchikan makes for a great functional souvenir. It rained for at least some part of every day we were in Alaska on our cruise, so don't expect to dodge the wet weather, even if it looks clear when you head out on a shore excursion. An umbrella might seem like an easy fix, but honestly, it's not practical in Alaska. It won't hold up against the wind, and it's not realistic on boat decks. Instead, bring a truly waterproof rain jacket. Look for one with sealed seams, an adjustable hood, and breathable fabric. It needs to be packable too. You'll want to stash it in your backpack, even if the weather looks fine when you leave the ship. Rain pants can be just as important. Look for lightweight, packable pants that you can slip on over your regular clothes. I didn't bring any and regretted it on our very first hike. Although it wasn't raining hard that day, every bench and rock was soaked. Once I sat down, I was stuck in damp pants for the rest of the day. Make sure your backpack is ready for rain too. Some backpacks come with built-in rain covers. If yours doesn't, you can buy a universal cover. At the very least, bring a few large Ziploc bags to protect your phone, camera, and extra layers. Rain is part of the Alaska experience. The summer landscapes are lush and green for a reason. With the right rain gear, you can be sure to enjoy every minute. The landscapes in Alaska are incredible, but the real magic happens when the wildlife shows up. Whales breaching, bears lumbering along distant hillsides, eagles circling above. If you're not ready when it happens, the moment passes fast. A little tech can make a big difference in how much you see and how much you remember. The number one item I recommend to pack for your Alaska cruise is a solid pair of binoculars. And the number two item, a second pair for your traveling companion. Trust me, you don't want to be fighting over a single pair when you spot a whale. Binoculars are the one item you don't want to cheap out on. Be sure to get something with decent magnification and clarity. But I get it, shopping for binoculars on Amazon can be confusing, especially if you aren't familiar with the terminology. Here's a quick crash course. Binocular numbers, such as 15 by 35, indicate the magnification power and the diameter of the objective lens in millimeters. The first number, 15, shows how many times closer an object appears, while the second number, 35, represents the size of the lens, which affects image brightness. Personally, I bring my trusty Bushnells, which I've had since I was 9 years old. They don't make this model anymore, so instead, I recommend these marine-specific Bushnells that come with anti-fog lenses. Now, once you have your binoculars, keep them nearby at all times. We left ours in the cabin during breakfast one morning, and of course, that's when a pod of whales surfaced right outside the window. Lesson learned. For photos, we usually rely on smartphones, but Alaska really pushed their limits. I found myself constantly wishing for more zoom, especially when photographing glaciers or animals at a distance. If you're using a phone, consider a clip-on telephoto lens. It's a small, affordable upgrade that gives you a lot more flexibility without hauling around a big DSLR. One new gadget we did bring, and absolutely loved, was the GoPro Hero 13. It's compact, rugged, and captured beautiful footage both on and off the cruise ship. Now, one thing remains the same whether you're cruising in Alaska or the Caribbean. Cruise ship cabins don't have enough power outlets. Thankfully, I remembered to pack our cruise-approved outlet extender. With phones, camera gear, external batteries, and the GoPro all needing to be charged, the extra outlets helped us avoid late-night charger swaps. Alaska is one of the most breathtaking places you can visit on a cruise, but it's also a destination where advanced preparation matters more than usual. You're outside more, you're more active, and the conditions can shift quickly. A few simple health and wellness items made a big difference for us, and they can for you too. First up, motion sickness. If you've only cruised in the Caribbean, you might be surprised to find how different the water feels at the start of an Alaska itinerary. Most cruises begin with a stretch going across open Pacific waters before entering the protected inside passage. On our first day, even us seasoned cruisers were noticing the rocking of the boat. Whether it's medication, a patch, sea bands, or a natural remedy like ginger candy, bring something with you just in case. Next, hydration. Unlike more urban ports of call, many Alaskan towns are mere steps away from trailheads, offering incredible scenery. Whether it's the Salmon Walk in Ketchikan or the Smuggler's Cove Trail in Juneau, there's no shortage of accessible, rewarding hikes. Staying hydrated is key, especially when you're bundled up in layers and climbing elevation. Reusable water bottles are easy to fill on the ship and slip into a day pack before heading ashore. Sunscreen might not be the first thing that comes in mind, but you'll want it. Between reflective glacier glare and long daylight hours, UV exposure can add up. And don't forget, you'll probably be starting in a warmer climate and might want to spend the first or last day of your cruise sunbathing on deck. Be sure to toss in a small travel-sized tube of your favorite sunscreen in your bag. And finally, a compact first aid kit. If you're not sure what should be in it, check out my video on what I pack in our first aid kit. When you're out hiking or walking around a port town, you're not always close to a pharmacy. It's better to have those basics with you than wish you did halfway through a trail. Cabin space on a cruise ship is always tight, but it feels even tighter in Alaska. You're packing bulkier clothes and more gear, and likely spending a bit more time in your room. That makes it really important to keep your stateroom organized and functional. First on our list, Magnetic hooks. Most cruise ship walls are made of metal, and a few strong magnetic hooks can instantly create storage. Check out this video to see all of the ways I use magnets on a cruise. I bet there's a few you haven't thought of. A mesh laundry bag is another small item that makes a big difference. Between wet socks and muddy gear, it helps keep everything contained. If you pack a few laundry detergent sheets, you can even do a quick load on your final sea day using the ship's self-serve laundromat and come home with a suitcase full of clean clothes. You'll also want a lightweight, reusable tote bag. It's great for carrying a few items around the ship or for souvenir shopping at port. Many Alaska towns have local art markets right near the dock. A roomy bag makes it easier to carry your finds. And finally, consider bringing a small, portable fan. Interior cabins in particular can feel stuffy. A little airflow and ambient sound can make a big difference in sleep quality. And being well rested is the key to making the most of each day you have in Alaska. One common question we hear when asked about packing for an Alaska cruise is, do I need a passport to cruise? After all, Alaska is part of the US, right? Well, while that is true, many Alaska cruises include a stop in Canada, and even a short visit across the border requires a valid passport. Make sure you bring printed copies of all your important documents. That means a photocopy of your passport, your travel insurance, your flight details, hotel reservations, and any shore excursion tickets. Take it from me, having a printed backup can save you a lot of frustration. A folder, travel wallet, or waterproof document folder will help keep everything safe and organized. To stay on top of details, we use my custom cruise planner. It includes pages for tracking reservations, daily schedules, and even a gift checklist, so you don't forget a souvenir for anyone back home. And hey, if you're cruising with kids, pick up a cruise journal made just for them. It's filled with fun writing and drawing prompts to help them capture the memories of this once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Now, here's a final bonus tip. Every Alaska port has a free tourist info booth right near the dock. We stopped at these for each of our port stops, and without fail, the local staff were friendly and helpful. They'll hand you trail maps and point you to great spots depending on what you're looking to do. We did research our options for each port ahead of time, but we adjusted our plans several times based on the recommendations of these locals. An Alaska cruise is nothing short of unforgettable, but it's also unlike any other cruise you've taken. The scenery is jaw-dropping and the wildlife feels straight out of a nature documentary. But all of it can lose its magic if you're wet, cold, or constantly scrambling for something you forgot. We thought we knew what to expect, but as it turns out, Caribbean cruise instincts don't translate well to the last frontier. And that's why we made this video, to help you avoid the mistakes we made and get the most out of every moment. If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with a friend. All of that helps the algorithm know that Embrace Today is the go-to channel for smart cruisers like you. And here's another video full of smart cruising tips that you'll want to check out next. Until next time, remember, whether you're watching whales breach on the port side of your cruise ship or gazing at the glacier on the starboard side, adventure awaits.